The status of rural sanitation in India, I think, is very optimistic right now. If you see about a decade back in 2001, when the census was undertaken, there was about 21% coverage all over the country. And India is all about numbers. If you see, it's a billion people in the country, and in the rural areas, it's about 800 million. So if you consider that only 21% of the people are using sanitary facilities in 2001, that means about 600 million people are, going out in the open, and that, translates into health and other issues for the people staying in the villages. And but in the last one decade, there has been significant improvements in the sanitation situation. Government of India has started the TSC program in a big way, and because of this, the coverage has reached almost about 70% in the country right now. So this translates into huge number of people shifting to fixed, safe sanitation practices right now. So I think there has been significant improvements within the sanitation sector, but there are challenges also, because usage is one big issue, because this is a huge behavior change, and people have not been used to this practice for a long time, and because of that, even if they change their behavior, it is difficult to sustain it in the long term. So because of this, it is quite challenging, and usage has to be ensured. That is one big challenge. And the other big challenge is that although we have reached about 70%, there are many areas which are lagging, where institutions are not so great, societies are fragmented and all that. So moving into these areas will be a big challenge. So what has been achieved is a good part, but what is not achieved may be more challenging than the other part of it. WSP, as you know, is a broker of information and best practices. What we do is that how to get best practices from within the country or the region or even the world out to the different stakeholders within the country. So getting best practices from different places, conveying it to the places where there is requirement, so that they can also adopt it, they can adapt it to their particular situation, and they can also reach the outcomes that we all desire. So what we have been doing is to get good practices from places like, for example, Bangladesh, the CLTS movement in Bangladesh, sanitation marketing from different areas in Africa, in Latin America, to the states and districts in India, so that the whole TSC program is enriched. And this exchange of innovation ideas has been very good in meeting outcomes. When we started in about 2002, there were not even one village within India which was open defecation free. But getting all these innovative ideas into the country, exposing people to these ideas, taking them there, and through various ways, it could be workshops, it could be exposure visits, or it could be different other means through publications, knowledge products, etc. So when we started off in Maharashtra in 2002, they picked it up, and then they implemented these concepts, the whole open defecation free village concept, and that was very innovative at that time, but they managed to do it, and not only do it in few villages but scale it up substantially across the state. And based on that, one state became successful, it became the learning lab, learning ground for others, and then others came and observed it, picked it up. So we have been moving from one state to the other, like from Maharashtra to Haryana to Himachal Pradesh to Madhya Pradesh. Different states have picked it up, and not only us, independently also these ideas have been moving. I mean, if a good practice is there, it sort of automatically moves from one place to another. Other people look at it, pick it up and implement on its own. So that is what WSP has been trying to do, get the innovative practices. Many of these practices even we have not had a hand in it, but what we do is to identify these innovations, get it documented and convey to the different people. In addition to this, it is not only just conveying of the innovative approaches, we also work alongside the various states and districts to ensure that the innovation is actually implemented in the ground. If you have to implement at scale, and that is one important issue, it has to be done at scale. That is one of the basic approaches that we adopt. So if you have to implement it at scale, the right kind of policy, the right kind of institutions, the right kind of capacity has to be there. So to ensure that the policy is right, institutions are there, their capacities are built up, we work along with the states or the districts and to ensure that these enabling environment conditions are there so that scaling up takes place. There are significant challenges still left within the country. For example, there are a lot of lagging states where the sanitation coverage is still very low, although the all India average is pretty good, but these states are still lagging in terms of its basic sanitation achievement. So these areas are a challenge because not only is the communities difficult to work with, the institutional structures are not very capacitated. So there are lots of issues which will need addressing in the long run. In addition to that, there is a challenge of usage because we have been able to increase coverage, but as it is a behavior issue, usage takes some time for it takes time for people to get used to using a fixed sanitary facility as compared to going out in the open. So that is a big challenge which has to be addressed. And the third issue is that open defecation is not the only issue. It is one of the major issues to be tackled, and it has been tackled in many places. But there are issues like hand washing, hygiene, waste management, environmental waste management, which has to be addressed so that the health benefit is available to the community residing that. So these are issues which are still to be tackled, which are still to be addressed. So these are some of the issues which WSP will be undertaking in the future. More than this, at the end of a decade, I think what we want to ensure is that sanitation becomes a norm in the country, at least among the rural areas. If you see any developed society, nobody even talks about sanitation because it is an accepted practice. It is everybody. It's a way of life in a way. So here also in India, sanitation should be a way of life that without even thinking about it, people should be addressing sanitation in their daily lives. So that's a dream that we want to achieve hopefully by the end of the next decade. Thank you very much.